one at a time, and we'll get the job done. Y'all know what to say. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
And the home of the Jets.
Mr. Primetime.
You got pads to talk about. Let's go.
We got pads. Only thing I know is I think I needed a rowboat and a canoe to get home from work today because the storms were insane, man.
Dude, I was without power for 4 hours. I had it on for like a half hour. And now we're doing the show, so I can't even turn it on. So I'm sweating my ass off here. So,
dude, it's like I lost power. My internet's been on and off. So I'm sure this is going to be some kind of show because the weather. I mean, it went
Tuesday
from
chaos. Shit.
But it was like sunny, right? It was sunny. The weather was gorgeous. All of a sudden, these dark. I work in Somerset. These dark clouds come in, and then, dude, it like monsoon. Like I'm like, God, I don't know what the hell's gonna happen here.
We had 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts in Morristown.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. The weather
is
is absolutely wild, man. And now it's like the sun comes out, and then the wind. I'm like, what the hell? So. What's up, everybody? Back to back nights. Me and Primetime. See, I'm proving we are friends. See, people thought we weren't friends.
Putting in the work. We back.
So,
Tyrone, I don't know.
Yeah, Tyrone's got hotspot issues. He's got Florida issues, all kinds of stuff.
He's got one bar right now, so hopefully we can get him on tonight.
He's probably in a bar right now.
I need a bar right now.
So first padded practice, and we'll start with the positive stuff, and then we'll go to the negative stuff or the
negative stuff.
The concerns. There's concerns. Positive is it seems like every day Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson are putting on a show. There's always some kind of like explosive play or some like an eye-catching moment where you're like, just save. Like you want to bottle it up and save it for like week 1, right? Like it's almost like it's just almost it gets you excited, but you get you nervous.
I mean, this is probably the most dynamic quarterback to receiver tandem we've had in Jets history, right? I mean, at least in my time watching the team.
Well, Fitzpatrick and Brandon Marshall were pretty explosive, but this is another level though.
Fitzpatrick to Aaron Rodgers. I mean, come on.
I'm saying like that was look numbers. They put up some big numbers though,
and I think this has a chance to destroy that.
Yep.
I mean, he's gonna be the feature guy. The only thing, I mean, if he gets double team, Belichick likes to do that sometimes, take away your number one, but he's gonna thrive, man. The Devontae Adams was used to that too with Green Bay, and Rodgers would still find ways to get him the football. So
yep,
he's gonna light it up this year.
So that's like it's like a regular occurrence. Garrett Wilson and Aaron Rodgers doing their thing, which is exciting. Then defensively, it's like Sauce Gardner making a big play, DJ Reed with a big pass breakup. Like you see that the same common guys making the big plays, which is exciting. But then you have some other things happening prime time. So we'll start on offense where Jeremy Ruckert is slowly but surely emerging, which is a phenomenal thing, man, because ideally for this year and for the future. So if he takes off this year, great. But next year, Conklin and Uzuma could both be gone. He can kind of step right in and take over that role as well.
I have a feeling Conklin's going to be back. You already see the chemistry between him and Rodgers. I think he's going to be that security blanket that we were hoping, for Zach Wilson last year. I just worry about Uzama this year. I mean, he was back today, I know, but just when you watch him run routes, at least, for last year, I don't know how much or how banged up he was. He looks slow. He looks sluggish, and he's not even a great blocker. So like for $9 million, like what are you really getting there? And you got a couple of young kids between Coons.
I thought he's a pretty good blocker though, isn't he?
He's decent. I mean, for $9 million, I mean, we've had the Kellen Davises that were legitimate, blocking tight ends before.
I couldn't catch.
Exactly. And that's kind of Uzama, but you're paying him $9 million to do it. So, you got Ruckert. I'm a big fan of Yeboah. I mean, he stuck around for 2 reasons. I think for a reason, he's pretty athletic, and obviously Kuntz with what he could do. You want to see what they could do as far as picking up the playbook, how they acclimate as blockers and things like that. But I think there's good competition there.
And I wonder if the Jets do some kind of like jumbo package with Ruckert and Conklin on the field at the same time. Like you can do, like Hackett's kind of creative. Like you can do 2 big guys like that, which they're both mismatches, dude. Especially Ruckert with his ability to, he's got some pretty good speed and some moves. So that's exciting. Nick Bawden, which you've talked about too, the fullback, he seems to be every time is just like, more and more plays. And you wonder if they're going to incorporate that to help establish their running game.
Well, yeah, I mean, Hackett uses a fullback, and even the Titans run game coordinator that they brought over, they always used a fullback in front of Derrick Henry. So I think there's an opportunity for somebody, and Bowden's looked pretty athletic with the ball in his hands, getting some yards after the catch. I don't know if they plan to use Ruckert in that role or not, but why was I Hollywood on Saturday?
I don't know. What were you doing, prime time? You charging for autographs or something? What'd you do?
I mind my own business. I go to the top of the bleachers. I take my video and I go home. I don't know if I had the shades on. I don't think I ignored anybody. Everybody that came up to me, I said hello.
See?
Oh, I didn't think I was Hollywood.
So Lazard has blocking skills. So does Corey Davis. Lazard is banged up right now. Hopefully he comes back with a speedy thing.
Yep.
Interesting story about Michael Carter, where the running back position is interesting in general, but Michael Carter actually admitted, you know what, when they traded for James Robinson last year, it kind of bothered him. I'm sure when drafting Breece Hall, I mean, I think Michael Carter probably thought, you know what, this is my team. I'm going to get a good chance. You draft Breece Hall, you trade for James Robinson. He's probably like, dude, what the hell's going on here? Like, I thought I'm going to be one of the guys, and now I'm getting pushed to the back. So
I think that's only natural because, I mean, after his rookie year, nobody was really talking about taking a running back early in the draft. And then you end up getting the opportunity to take Breece Hall where you got him. And he obviously did what he did early in the year. And then once he was down, Zonovan Knight kind of passed him. And again, we were talking about it last night. I don't know how banged up he was. He had the ankle injury. Was he not 100%? But, him admitting that it kind of affected him mentally, like, I think that's good that he could acknowledge it and understand, like, that obviously set him back last year. Yep. And, I expect big things from him this year. So we'll see.
I mean, he's got a phenomenal opportunity right now because Breece Hall's not practicing. So
yeah,
now you have a chance.
He's getting the chances with the ones too. So
he's getting every opportunity to stake his claim for, playing time, roster spot, everything else. You have, Zonovan Knight doing the same thing, which is good. So there's a lot of good things on offense, but there is slowly but surely, there's a story starting to develop here. And I have a feeling I know where this is going to go, and the chat is already on it.
Yep.
So here is your first challenge: is Dwayne Brown still not practicing, and you can't believe Saleh, he's not going to tell us anything. So, like I did a video earlier today, the first thing about Dwayne Brown is you want him back in practice, then you want to see how healthy he is, and then you want to see what level is he playing at. That's three things, right? Then it's like, okay, that's why I kind of think why Becton's still here, to be honest with you, because they're like, all right, let's make sure Dwayne Brown comes here. He can still play. Becton's kind of like your insurance policy. But right now, Becton's struggling because of two things. He hasn't played in 2 years, and he has to get used to playing with his body, man. He lost all that weight. Plus, he's got to get used to putting pressure on that leg, and that's going to take time. It's not going to be the first pay to practice. He's not going to be like, you know what? I'm back. I'm 100%. But the other problem is the thing that happened today with Carl Lawson and Will McDonald beating him is what we have seen in the past, which is like, all right, you were hoping losing some weight, he'd be a little more agile, he could turn, but he's a work in progress, man.
I mean, you don't want to overreact to the first week. Obviously, the guy hasn't played in
practice.
First padded practice, still the first week of camp. Guy hasn't played in 2 years. But like you said, I mean, this was kind of what we saw last year before he got hurt. And then even the year before, going up against Carl Lawson, who was, taking his lunch money every day. So, when a guy hasn't played in that long, you also have to worry about conditioning and how the knee ultimately holds up long term. All these things are, kind of unknowns. And for Dwayne Brown at his age, I don't know how much they can really depend on him either. So I'll go back to what I was saying months ago about AVT, who showed you that he can handle playing tackle if needed. And you got Tippmann, who looks pretty good right now. Clearly, they trust McGovern in some capacity as a veteran. So is your best option possibly going with the two of them with some combination at guard and center? Because Turner hasn't looked good. Carter Warren hasn't looked good. So Max Mitchell's pretty much your only tackle that's been standing out right now. So, what other options do you really have?
And this is the story that Connor Hughes started kind of generating, and Saleh kind of mentioned it today, where Max Mitchell at right tackle is playing very well. He toughed it out last year. He surprised him last year because he was throwing the click. He was like, they threw him in there like, we have nobody left. You got to play. Yeah. He held his own. He had the unfortunate blood clot stuff, so he could, But now he comes back where it's like he's healthy, he's cleared, he's playing well. If he's your right tackle and you feel comfortable with him, what's Becton going to do, man?
I think that's why, again, they're experimenting with him at left tackle. But again, if Dwayne Brown's healthy, I think it would probably be him. I just don't know if they have a lot of belief in Becton right now.
And that's the thing. I think right now, time is on Becton's side. I think he's got a couple more weeks to figure it out. You got 4 preseason games. He's going to see plenty of time, but he's got to get comfortable in his body. He's got to feel secure. He's got to just get back acclimated. If this problem is going to happen, say, 2 weeks from now, where he's still struggling like this, then it's like, all right, you may have to go a different direction, man. And then I don't think with the Hard Knocks cameras there and all this other stuff going on, I think it's become a story. If it becomes a distraction, I can understand the group of people are saying, you know what, he could be a trade candidate, man.
Question is, I mean, what are you even going to get back for him?
He's not coming back next year anyway, right? Like in theory. So this is the underlying story. I think it's just the offensive line is questions. You have Dwayne Brown, don't know what he is yet. Lake and Tomlinson's got to be better. Who's the center going to be? We don't know who that is. AVT coming off an injury. Who's your right tackle going to be? There's a lot. That's a lot, man.
know.
And like, it's so funny because you see these articles like Jets can have one of the best offensive lines of football. We don't even know who the starting 5 is yet right now.
If everybody's healthy, I mean, I think that could be a top 10 unit, but you have questions about, 4 of the 5 guys right now. Tomlinson's coming off a down year. AVT had surgery. Brown had surgery. A lot of questions.
And then you say, just in theory, if you have like a Mekhi Becton trade, George Fant's sitting there, man. That can be another insurance policy as well.
Yep.
So interesting story to develop. And again, I'm not ripping on Becton. I think it's the first padded practice. But it's like you have some time, but not a lot of time. You got a month, you know what I mean? That's it. And he figures he's going to play in the preseason games, but interesting development there, to be honest with you. I was like, man, the minute I saw Carl Lawson beat him on back-to-back things, I'm like, well, we've been there before, right?
Yep. Got to see some significant improvement, I think, in the next 2 weeks. Otherwise, you got to start planning for something else, I think.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I saw the one comment up here asking about Quan. I don't think Quan's going to happen, man. I don't think so. Either. I thought it would have happened already by now. They look like they're really happy with Sherwood. I mean, if that's how they're rolling, I don't know.
Well, I was going to say, if Quan's not getting, the market that he's looking for, ultimately, if he's going to sign for veteran minimum, I would assume they would take him back for depth at this point because they don't really have much behind Sherwood and maybe Nasruddin. So
appreciate the support. It's only practice. Listen, but the thing is, it's only practice, but these are things you have to discuss as a preseason plays out. Like, you're getting ready for the Hall of Fame game next Thursday. You want to solidify your offensive line. I'll keep saying it. Last year, we didn't have our starting 5 in place until like the last preseason game, even if that. You want to have chemistry. You want to establish your line calls. You have a brand new offense, a brand new quarterback, and protecting Aaron Rodgers is paramount. You can't let free shots get in. If you can't run the football, it's even worse. So it's not panicking, but it's a legitimate story, though.
And correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure they use that wide zone, running scheme. So they need more athletic offensive linemen that can pull and get to the outside. So, if Becton's laboring around on bad knees, I mean, how's he going to hold up over 17 games? I think they got to be honest about that.
Yeah. So it's something that, I mean, and I know like once like Connor Hughes and Rich Samini, these guys start smelling blood like this is going to be a story, man. This is going to be definitely a Hard Knocks feature. No big deal. I think it's guaranteed at this point. Defensively, this is the thing too. Jermaine Johnson, is he playing outside linebacker now, or is he on the line? Like, he didn't.
They said him and JFM were playing on the outside on the D line as ends today with the ones.
So I know they tried to ask him about that with his number change and all this stuff, and he's like, I'm just attacking the quarterback. That's all I'm trying to do.
He's been playing with a chip, man.
I love it.
Angry at camp. I like that.
Well, you saw what he said about himself. He was like, I wasn't myself last year. He came back more explosive. He lost weight, more physical, more explosive, which is great.
And how do you think it feels for him to see, Sauce Defensive Player of the Year, Garrett Offensive Player of the Year, Breece Hall with all the Rookie of the Week awards? He's probably like, where's mine? I want to get my chance too. So,
well, and you draft McDonald, you draft another pass rusher. Huff came back. Like there's a lot of competition here, and also you see Michael Clemens getting so much love too from all the fans. So it's like, it's interesting, man. It's a good problem to have, though. Like we always been saying, it's like for years we had no pass rushers. Now we have a surplus where you can actually endure an injury or two and not be like, oh shit, we have no pass rush now.
Very curious to see how they handle the rotation this year.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that they're having JFM on the outside already. I figured he was going to be more on the inside. Now that you got, between McDonald, Huff, Jermaine Johnson, Lawson, like you got a lot of guys with speed that can bend. So
yeah. What's up, Marcus?
It's more natural for inside.
How are you guys doing? It's good to see everybody, man. Last night's show was crazy. If you didn't watch last night's show, watch it. The chat was just like rolling last night.
It was a special show. I'll say that.
Just a lot of fun stuff there. Other than that, it's just like it's kind of status quo where everybody, the safety position. I know somebody else asked us about the safety position. That's a work in progress, man. I mean, I think the Jets are probably holding their breath with Tony Adams. I think at this point.
I forgot to mention last night. I like both those kids that they got, Trey Dean and Marquise Waters. They were doing a lot of reps together, during the individual drills. Both of them played a lot in college. Marquise Waters, I know they moved him around a little bit. He has some experience as a corner. He's played linebacker. He was a team captain. His coaches speak, glowingly about him. So I think both those guys, they're good box guys, but they're not terrible in coverage either. So you wonder if there's, an opportunity for at least one of them to maybe carve out a spot.
Why not? Can't Bryce Hall play safety?
Maybe. I haven't seen him get an opportunity there, but I don't think he's making it at corner at this point, but
I think the thing is, like, the cuts happen so late in the preseason. I think if the safety comes loose, I wouldn't be surprised if the Jets make a move there. Like, if you had to say, like, hold on, I didn't say Becton should be traded. I didn't say he should be traded. I said it could be a possibility if things go out in a different direction. Let's not. I don't want no hate messages coming my way.
I thought he said that. He said that.
I know. He said. I
Yeah.
know. I said on your video. I'm like, I didn't say that. So we'll see. So the comment is, I know I said in your video earlier, Becton should be traded. He's a bust, but maybe it's just 2 years of rust and putting pressure on himself.
It's possible.
He needs just a manhandle look at rookie year. It could be health, man. It could be his confidence in his body.
Yep.
Like I was talking about, like, not that it's similar, but like I kickbox, dude. You get hurt all the time. You hurt your leg, hurt my knee pretty bad. When you first go back in there, you're kind of hesitant, dude. Like you're when you're sparring somebody, you don't want to throw the right kick. You get hit. You're nervous. You're not yourself. Like in football, the same thing. It's like that impact. That like you got to take that first big impact. All right, my leg can handle it. That first, like you got to be all that movement. And today's the first step in that, because before this, it hasn't been full blown, full contact.
Yeah, first day in pads, I'm sure there's a lot of movements that he hasn't been used to, hasn't really tested yet. So talk to me in 2 or 3 weeks, and then we can maybe panic a little bit more. But
and then when he was beat today, he was on the left side too, right?
Yeah.
And that's the other thing too, man. It's like, all right, you're giving him all this work on the left side. If he's going to be legitimately competing for the right side, when's he getting to get reps over there? Like you're walking a fine line with this stuff, man. I think it's just because the uncertainty about Dwayne Brown. I honestly think that.
Yeah. Or maybe he's still worried about his knee on the right side, because didn't he say he was putting pressure on the bad knee by when he has to kick out on the right side? So I don't know.
So if you had to say positions that you would look to maybe try to upgrade, and if any kind of move could be made, where would it be?
Depending on Brown and Becton, possibly another tackle.
Okay.
I think they like Sherwood, but if not, you could still add another linebacker. And then, depending on how the young kids are looking, between Adams, Waters, Dean, maybe another safety too.
Yeah, I completely agree. We
got hope so, man.
A lot of victory shotguns this year. I'm down for that.
Victory shotguns and victory shoeies all day.
And then we haven't really talked about special teams at all, because they don't practice a lot, first of all. But you got to figure the punting is going to be upgraded. Not that we hope they're punting the ball a lot, but Braidman was horrendous.
Yeah.
And Zerline was better than I thought he was going to be last year. So that's got to be a good thing, right?
No, absolutely. He was pretty consistent. He looked good on Saturday, hit all his kicks. Morstead, he had a few directional punts that went out of bounds inside the 5. So didn't really do anything on Sunday though. So I guess they were tired. I don't know.
Marcus says, I think Mitchell starts at right tackle and Becton and Turner compete for left tackle.
I hope it's not Turner at left tackle.
It's not Turner either, man. I would start to worry if Brown is still out by the Bucs game. I agree, man.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, maybe we can evaluate after more than one day. It's the first day of pads, and we just react to it. As it goes on, we react to it. If he bounces back, the next pad of practice as well, we say he's doing well. That's just all we can do, man. Like, I don't know what's supposed to. Right? Can only comment what's in front of us, man. Like,
no, but even without pads, though, he was getting beat a little bit. So, it's been a few days that he's been struggling on top of, last year's training camp where he was struggling, and the year before, same thing. So, at some point, he has to start looking like the old Mekhi Becton for there to be some kind of, faith in him to hold up for the whole year.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And then pretty cool to see Curtis Martin. Like, it's so cool to see all the former players come back, like Curtis Martin talking to Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. All that stuff's so cool, man. It's like Saleh does a really good job of having all the former players come back. Like, you see Mangold there, Camardi, Rebus, they're all popping in. That's pretty cool. That's like kind of like bringing like the Jets kind of like, like their tradition back, kind of the camaraderie. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, they sense the excitement in the air, and it hasn't been that way for a while. So,
well, for a long time they alienated former players. Like, former players wanted to come in back and help out, and they weren't allowed to be in the building for whatever reason. Yeah. Insecurity, God knows what. So
Quincy did a nice job today on the pregame. I don't know if you were watching it on the Jets Live.
Did he?
Yeah, he was with Ethan and Eric Allen. Did pretty good.
All right, Tyson and Kevin, did you get a Rodgers jersey?
Not yet.
Nope.
At some point, I probably will.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not getting one. I'm going to probably get a Sauce jersey. I can't get Rodgers, dude. I just can't. Because if something happens, I'm going to hate myself.
Come on.
What's that?
What, are you worried about jinxing it?
Yeah, I can't do it, dude. I don't know why.
Jinxes aren't real.
So I don't think George Fant was working out today. I didn't think he signed anywhere yet, did he?
No, I don't think so.
I didn't think he did. Yeah, but I'm sure everybody's getting Rodgers jerseys, all kinds of stuff. Why my power going out right here?
Uh-oh.
So if you want to call in, you can call in. We get the link in the chat. We got Vincent's already ready.
Great.
If you got questions, you want to ask us questions. Prime time was at practice all weekend long. So if you want to ask him a question, he saw it. And then you're going back again when? Thursday?
Thursday and Sunday.
Nice. Very cool. I wish I could be there, but
After
the Godsmack concert on Saturday, I won't be functional on Sunday.
Man.
What time is practice on Sunday?
I think 10:15.
Yeah, I could do it. All right. I
Were
guess
you telling Steve yesterday about sleep?
Bro, I don't sleep. I got probably 4 hours of sleep last night. I don't sleep at all. I'm always up.
I get that every night.
All right. You ready for this call?
I guess.
Uh-oh. Look who's back. No way.
Speaking of Rose, guess what I finally watched?
Titanic.
I finally watched it.
Did you really?
How did you guys never tell me, first off, that the story is being told from Rose's perspective as a 88-year-old woman?
Mm-hmm.
We're supposed to believe her account at that age, that she remembers all these fucking details at 88 years old?
I'm just happy Rose is back.
This is a young Leonardo. Dude, come on. There are so many things I could pick apart with this movie. I'm on to Rose, dude.
I'm just because Rose left us last year. I think toward the season she left us.
Did you see the look on his face when she's like all sprawled out on the door? He's like, yeah, I clearly have room to get on this fucking thing.
We're gonna go down this. We're gonna go down this. We're not gonna go down this Titanic path.
I was so disappointed that I actually watched it, but now I'm like, I'm glad that I know, like, she's a murderer, dude. Point blank.
She's a murderer. You called her now,
dude. What do you think she was doing at the edge of the boat, waiting for somebody to come rescue her from quote jumping? She wasn't gonna fucking jump. She had no intention of jumping. She had a boyfriend. She wanted somebody to make the boyfriend jealous. She gets the diamonds and then she runs off with him. It's so clear what happened.
Was one of her side dude dead?
Absolutely.
I don't know.
She couldn't have Leo and the diamonds, right? She could have the diamonds without him, or she could have him without the diamonds. She couldn't have both.
Oh my God. I just don't know how we get sidetracked like this. It just happens.
Am I wrong?
I'm with you, dude. All right. Let's go to David.
Matt knows. She took the loot and dipped. Absolutely.
What's up, David?
What's going on, guys?
Where are you stationed at, man?
Oh, I'm out in Maryland.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Maryland. So
thank you for your service, man.
Yeah,
thank you. Big fan of you guys. Been watching you guys for years. But I may have a take you guys are not like.
Go for it. What you got?
Yeah. All right, so I'm wearing my uniform. So no one could be me in the chat. So I can't be.
If this take is bad, if this take is bad, there's no guarantees, man.
All right. So why is everybody riding Aaron Rodgers so hard? Like, I feel like they're doing way too much. Like, Saul's giving a chain. Salah saying he's glowing. Like, what is that about? Like,
welcoming a Hall of Fame quarterback to New York, right?
Okay. I see that.
Is he not one of the best to ever play the game?
He's one of the best. But come on, like, do you guys remember when Tom Brady went to the Bucs? You weren't hearing all this dick riding.
Yes, you were.
No, I don't recall.
The hell you weren't. Everybody was starstruck.
No. I heard Godwin said some nice things.
Jordan Whitehead said today or yesterday.
Levante Davis
the same impact when Rodgers walked in that locker room. It's been the same impact as when Brady walked in with the Bucs.
It is too much. I remember Hard Knocks when Darrell didn't want to sign the contract. And they're like, where's Darrell? Look at Darrell. And then finally Rex was like, hey, listen, he got 3 years left on his contract. What the fuck? Like, there was no dick, like there's no writing. Like, I just feel like it's doing too much. Trust me, I get it.
All right, so Aaron Rodgers makes a spectacular play. Garrett Wilson makes an incredible catch. The Jets can be like, yeah, we're gonna ignore that and just not say anything.
No. I'm not saying that neither. But it is overdoing it. Like, it is it is way too much. Like, okay, yeah, he's nice. Can we win some games? Like, can we get to?
They haven't played a game.
Can we get there? Can we get there though? Can we get there at least?
They named the Tampa Bay for
Oh
comment.
my goodness.
But no,
Okay,
but I don't
forgot about
understand
that.
this
I
though. Like,
forgot about that.
but what is wrong with being excited about finally having a franchise quarterback who's
I'm
elevating the
excited.
play of his entire team? That there's like tangible excitement everywhere. Why not enjoy it?
I hear you. I remember when Favre got here. I didn't hear that much dick riding, but at the same time, there
Yeah,
was
the
no
hell
social
you did,
media.
dude. Yes,
There
there
was social
was.
media. The media was saying nice things. I remember the media was saying cool things. Like, granted, social media wasn't big that time, but like, I just felt like it's like a little too much. Just trust me. I'm a Jets fan. Like, I know how tough it is. Aaron Rodgers is here. It's cool. I'm around a whole bunch of Bills and Patriot fans in my unit, so like, I get it. Trust me, I get it. But man, the amount of dick riding these guys are doing is kind of, I kind of
But dude, you're going
excitement.
But look at what the Jets are
as
going
a
for.
cornerback, right? You gotta have an alpha mentality a little bit. Like, even Aaron felt a little uncomfortable. I don't know if you saw the video.
He was enjoying it.
Nah,
He was all posed up. Oh man, he was swagging.
He's
He was
loving
enjoying
it. But when you go you went from Mike White and Zach Wilson to Joe Flacco. Arguably,
I get it.
You're going from that to this. When you you know the whole locker room knows they legitimately have a chance to win week in and week out. How could you not be excited, dude? Like, this is like everything has changed. The dynamic of the team is completely changed. You're considered a contender for a good reason. Like, how could you not?
No, I am excited. Trust me, I'm super excited. But come on, all right, guys. Yeah, I'm happy Aaron Rodgers is here. You know, wow, he did some wild plays. But man, like, when Salah said he's glowing, that just turned me off. Like what the fuck? Like, would Rex do that? I don't think Rex would do that. I don't think so. Like, honestly,
Rex endlessly
I don't think so. No.
It's part of the reason that Revis held out because Rex was like the best defensive
player. He was like Revis' agent at one point.
Trust me, I love you guys, but I would not, like, as soon as he said Rodgers is glowing, like, dude, come on.
If he's making incredible throws, I mean, why not enjoy the moment and be like, dude, this guy is playing lights out. He's doing things that he's probably making throws Sal's never even seen before in any of his camps.
Is he gonna do that every interview, each time a reporter says, "How did Rodgers look?" Oh, he's glowing. Like, is that a new thing?
No, I'm
now?
sure.
Like,
I'm sure if he has a rough practice, Sal's gonna say he had a rough practice.
I just feel like, I don't know. I'm not trying to be one of those fans, but they're setting up for a mean disaster. Like, I'm knocking on wood. I hope I want wins. Trust me. I'm going to the opener. I'm going to Vegas. I'm going to Dallas. Those are 2 to 3 games I'm going this year. So I want to win. Trust me. I want to go to the playoffs. Like, but man,
What's
like,
What's the but? You want to win, but why is there a but? You want to win. That's it.
It's too much dick riding. Too much of it. Like, too much. Like,
excitement.
I'm excited too, but damn, like I said, I'm not trying to be negative, but damn, like,
you don't think Salah and all the players in that building though are excited also? Like, they recognize where this organization has been the past 2 decades, not having a quarterback.
Well, you know what? Not Sauce, not Garrett, maybe Quinnen. Okay, Quinnen, I can hear that. He's been here for the longest. But like, these guys are all young. Like Garrett came from Ohio State. He was playing for a national championship, right? You got Sauce. He was number one. He came out as one of the best cornerbacks in Cincinnati. Like, these guys came from winning programs. The only person I should be dick riding the most is probably Quinnen. I'll say Quinnen. Okay, yeah.
Why?
Oh my God.
So wait, Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson, they probably all look up to Aaron Rodgers as they're going through college, watching Aaron Rodgers tear up the NFL, win MVPs, everything else, and they get a chance to finally play with him, and then see that what they saw on the other side of the field is now on their side of the field, and he's a member of their team, and they shouldn't be like trying to be the best they can be and all partnered up and all excited. Like, why would you not be?
You can, but there's a level, right? It's like a level where, all right, this is getting too much. You guys not there yet? Like, you don't feel like it's a little too much? Like, really?
No,
like,
I'm happy as shit. Let this team be happy.
I want more of it.
Let them have great chemistry. Great chemistry, great camaraderie, a happy locker room. They're all playing together. They're all like, I think it's awesome.
I get it. Trust me. I've been following the Jets for years, and I just saying, like, I just feel like when Tom Brady went to Tampa Bay, I do not remember this much dick riding.
Yes, it was.
I don't remember.
I
promise you. Right here. I do not remember. Maybe it's more recency bias. I don't know, but I just never remember.
And like Primetime said, Jordan Whitehead literally said it's the same situation it was in Tampa.
Jordan Whitehead's trash. He sucks. So, like, he's not that.
But he was also with Tom Brady in Tampa, though, so he's a good reference point.
Maybe. Okay, fine. Like, but it's just too much. It's just too much. And like, one thing I would like to say after that is,
This is a hard one to come after that one. Jeez.
I'm happy Aaron Rodgers is here, right? I'm glad. I'm great.
You sure?
I'm excited.
You wanted Derek Carr, didn't you?
Here comes a butt.
No. I wanted Deshaun Watson. So, but like I said, like, but I'm glad Aaron Rodgers is there. I'm glad he's here. But one thing I'm looking at is real solid. Because when you say he's growing, I'm like, dude, like you're not a leader, man. You're not a real coach, man. Like this, the fact you say, oh, he's growing. Like I don't know, he's gonna last this year.
Sweet, hold on. I'm a critic of Saleh. He's one of the reasons why Aaron Rodgers came here along with Hackett, because he has the respect of all his players. Like Saleh is very well respected in that locker room. They all respect him.
I don't know. I don't know about that,
bro.
You might know, you have sources, but I mean, I don't know about that.
The players love that dude, man. I mean,
okay.
But I mean, listen, he's under the radar. He has to improve. He's only going into his third year, so he's got to get better. Game manager, time manager. But I mean, I don't know, man. I don't think Saleh's trash.
I think he's respected to a degree. I think there's still some things, he's got to prove as far as accountability and, actually doing the X's and O's, because winning is ultimately what's going to earn all these guys respect. So that's where he's got
the jury's out on him and his defense. But like I said, I'm excited.
Wait,
I mean, like I said,
defense.
Yeah. I don't think he's a good coach on defense.
So last year's defense was what?
I think it's more player talent than actual coaching. Player talent.
Dude, they were trying to hold the team to 10 points a game because the offense couldn't score any points, and they were on the field for like 35, 40 minutes a game.
No, that's contribute. That's what I'm saying. I said the defense is good, but I don't think it's due to his coaching. I think literally it's all player talent. That's what I think. It's all talent. I don't think he's a good X and O coach. I don't see it. I think the players are that great that they overcame coaching. That's just my opinion.
Prime time, your thoughts.
I don't think that's a crazy. I mean, there's some things you can question. I think as far as how Saleh handled the defense. I think he could blitz a little bit more. Be a little bit more aggressive. They were 29th in takeaways. There's areas they can improve, but let's also remember 2 years ago they were ranked dead last in almost every category. Last year they were top 5 in a lot of categories. So there was obviously a lot of improvement. You factor in now having a quarterback being able to put up some points. They should be able to pin their ears back a little bit more. So I think there should be some improvement this year. He's got more talent now. He's got more pass rushers. So there's really no excuse.
His defense is good to the 49ers, but I guess that's just anybody can do that.
No, I mean, do you remember the roster? That roster was crazy.
So that means D'Amico Ryans is not a good coach then either, then, right?
I mean, I said I don't watch a lot of the 49ers defense like that, but like I said, I feel like sometimes players overcome regular coaches. Like, even this year with the substitutions with all the DNs, I'm like, Quinn should be out there more. Like he's the guy. What I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe I think this would have been a lot better if Quinn was out there a lot more. But that's just my opinion.
Okay.
The jury's out. The jury's out on Saleh. That's all I'm saying. And Jet fans, we're cool. Aaron Rodgers, we're cool. But man, enough for the dick riding. Let's play some games. Let's win some games, man.
David, thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I love you guys, man.
Thank you again for your service, dude. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks.
I mean, I was surprised that we just took that call, to be honest with you. I was like, wait a minute. Like, this is
that was surprising. Again, as a fan, how are you supposed to react right now? Like, they don't have an opportunity to prove anything. There's no games for another 6 or 7 weeks. Are we just supposed to put our heads down and say, all right, let's wait until the season before we get excited? No, we've been waiting for a fucking quarterback for over 2 decades. Like, now's the time to be excited. So
it was funny because I'm watching, everybody's like, I was watching slowly but surely the chat started turning on. I'm like, what? It was like, thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. Then slowly but surely, he had one more bad take in him. It was going to be, gloves were off.
Thank you, but
holy cow, man, that's just wild. I mean, that was some interesting takes. I respect everybody's takes, but did not expect that whatsoever. That was definitely a curveball. Well, we're going to go from some controversial takes to just, I don't know what to expect here, to be honest with you. What do you think?
Bring it on. Who knows?
Let's go. Is this sound any good? Or is it going to be 5 minutes to figure it out?
What's up, Tyson brother? You finally saw Titanic.
Yep, primetime did. Yep.
You want to know a fun fact? Well, I thought since you saw it, I thought I'd bring this. Because actually, right now in my possession, I actually have an artifact from Titanic.
What?
Yeah, I do.
Was it a piece of wood?
No, it's actually a piece of coal recovered from the boiler room.
How the hell did you get that?
Would you buy it on eBay?
No. Remember back? It was I think it was maybe 10 years back or so, something like that. They had the Titanic artifact exhibit in the Discovery Museum in Times Square.
Sure.
But, yeah, and they in the gift shop they had one of the gift shops was at the actual coal recovered from let's see, according to 1994 Titanic Research and Recovery Expedition.
So you stole it?
No, I bought it for $20. You see, certificate of
It's definitely a
authenticity.
replica.
So they were. Wait a minute.
There you go, certificate of authenticity.
So they were selling pieces of the Titanic for $20 a piece in New York City?
The coal recovered from the boiler room. Yeah.
Wait, how does coal survive underwater for how many years? It doesn't
It's a rock.
disintegrate? It doesn't disintegrate at all?
Oh.
No.
It's
You got to remember, it's at the bottom of the ocean, so like the bacteria doesn't eat away as high as it does.
I don't know what. It's just,
True.
all right. So, what are your thoughts? I'm just completely sidetracked now. So, what are your thoughts?
What are your thoughts on training camp so far?
Yeah, well, the offensive line. What are your thoughts on Becton starting off a little slow and Dwayne Brown not practicing?
It's concerning, but then the thing is, like, when you have a top tier quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, they can compensate for some minor offensive line deficiencies. So it's not overly concerning. I am concerned, but I do think they'll be able to figure it out by come opening Monday night.
So, what's your biggest concern? Is the left tackle?
Probably left tackle. You know.
Do you have any concerns about Becton starting off slow, or do you think he can beat out Mitchell to play right tackle?
I think the talent is there. Like I said, I don't think what we saw in 2020 was a fluke. I think the talent is there. I think he just suffered the bad luck of being unable to, just a bad misfortune of injuries. We see the fact that he's definitely tried to get himself in a much better shape.
Right.
He's worked on his body. He's done the right things. I think it's just he hasn't played. I think it's just so much time has been spent he's spent so much time being injured and so little time practicing actual football that I don't think we should be alarmed that he's starting off a bit sluggish.
No, I agree. I mean, give him a couple weeks. If this is happening 3 weeks from now, there are a couple preseason games, then you start getting a little bit more nervous. But it's very early.
Okay. When I say this question, what are your guys' thoughts on the uniform reveal video? I
thought it was awesome, man. I'm excited. I love him.
I love
years, man.
I love how they incorporated the old NFL films in there. I love just having that one clip of Marty Lyons. Now we're talking. Like they knew exactly what to cut, how to cut that video. Just top notch.
I agree. So Vincent, why don't you have a door? There's a door in the back, I think, isn't there?
Yeah, it's sliding French doors.
Gotcha.
Okay. So what is your favorite thing to talk to Jake Assman about? I know you're one of his biggest fans. I've talked to Jake about you a couple times. What is your favorite topics to discuss with him?
When it's football, obviously we talk a lot of Jets. Sometimes, I talk about my heritage and, that, I'm not one, I don't want to clarify, I am not one of those stereotypical Puerto Ricans who sits around and wraps himself around his flag.
Do not touch him.
But what do you when you call in the Jake? Do you have an itinerary, things you a line thing you want to discuss, or how do you handle yourself? Because obviously you're one of his favorite callers.
Well, honestly, it's whatever the topic is about. Whether it's if it's a question about the offensive line. I'm into Puerto Rico women.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I said, I am not going to do that. I am not going to do that because Tyson's wearing headphones. I do not want to make his ears bleed.
No, please don't. Are you buying any throwback stuff? You going to buy a jersey?
Probably when I get for my birthday, I'll probably get myself, nice throwback jersey. Don't want to jinx it. I'm like you, don't want to jinx a quarterback. That's why this is a Elijah Moore jersey converted to an Aaron Rodgers jersey. You can't jinx it if you already own it.
Okay. Primetime, you got any questions? I'm running out of them over here.
Vincent, how do you think that Hackett's going to handle the wide receiver rotation? Mainly, who's going to be opposite Garrett Wilson the most, and who's going to be in the slot, you think? And do any of these young kids have a chance, like Brownlee or Jerome Cap or somebody like that?
That's a really good question.
That is a good question. Honestly, obviously we know Garrett's going to be the focal point of the passing attack. We know he's a stud, hands down stud, best receiver we have on this team. I feel like primarily you're probably going to see a lot more of Lazard is the two because that's just because of his history with Rodgers. I think that'll probably hold some definite weight advantage towards him.
Okay. That's it?
And the slot, I'm not really familiar. I haven't really got myself 100% familiarized with the guys who would be playing in the slot, so I don't think I'd be able to properly give you a solid answer in that question.
Do you think Randall Cobb's a lock to make the team?
I think that he's Aaron Rodgers' buddy, so I mean, it's going to be pretty hard for the Jets to cut him.
I mean, I think he makes it, especially now with Mims gone. You don't think with Mims gone, or you think a guy like Brownlee or?
Well, I was going to say, at what point does he have to be healthy and back on the field before you start to maybe look somewhere else?
Yep. Easy over there.
Yeah, right. just drinking a nice dark rum with a splash of water. I don't know if you can see this. It says instant pirate. Just add rum.
Look at you.
Is it rum and water?
I mean, it's a splash of water.
What kind of rum? What brand of rum is it?
So you
right now I'm just drinking Bacardi Black because that's all they have by me. It's like I gotta drive to get the good stuff because Puerto Ricans actually don't drink Bacardi. It's a myth. We don't. The real rum we drink is Dunku, but there's nowhere by me that sells Dunku. I gotta drive I gotta drive 2 towns down to get a good Dunku 7. Nice 7 years aged rum and whiskey barrels.
Fair enough. I'm learning a lot here tonight, primetime.
And I also got to say this to your shot.
Can I ask why do you speak for all Puerto Ricans? I'm just curious.
You don't believe me? Go to the island. Go to the island. Go to the island because that's why Bacardi's Cuban.
Okay.
Dunku is actually Bacardi just moved to the island after the whole thing in Cuba we don't talk about.
Okay.
So but yeah. The other thing is I say this: to hell with shotguns. You know what I'm doing for every win?
What?
151 overproof rum shots. Flaming.
Why? Because you can't shotgun?
No, because I'm crazy.
Okay. So now, do you do these on Jake's show too, or just with us?
What do I do? What?
Shotguns and shots and stuff.
I don't think I actually have done a shot on Jake's show.
We're just
here for us. Thanks.
Elmo's Boricua?
I don't think so. Elmo. I don't know what Elmo is. just. Do you have any last thoughts, man, before we let you go?
I think I covered everything.
Are there going to be any peppers this year?
Well, I got my plants growing right now. There aren't any. They're still in the early stages. They just sprouted, so it's gonna be They should probably maybe I'll get a couple ripened by the time football season begins.
Did you show Jake your Titanic, Cole?
Well, no, he's never brought. Well, nobody brings up Titanic on the Jake Adams show. Imogen brought up once from my memory, but it's not a topic that's discussed as frequently as it is on the Let's Talk Jets radio.
Well, we like to have a diverse topic, man. We can't, there's only so much we can talk about right now, so we like to change it up a little bit.
I get it.
All right, man. So have a good night. Joey, did you get your license yet?
No, I'm probably gonna take the test. Probably in maybe hopefully in September.
There you go.
Although I do have one thing I'm planning on doing later. So I have this debate. I have this thing trying to figure out who do you think parties harder, the Irish on St. Patrick's Day or Puerto Ricans on National Puerto Rican Day?
I have no idea. I have no idea. Have a good night, man. Take care.
Right.
Did we miss
Have
a
a good
super
night,
chat prime time? We missed Starscream's super
Did we?
chat? That's on me then. I thought I hit them all.
I'll scroll up.
You guys have any questions about training camp or anything? Fire it out because prime time was there for a couple days. I'm going through them. I don't see it.
I don't see anything either.
Starscream. I did a super chat. Oh shit. I'm going back a ways here. I thought I hit them all.
Oh wait.
You found it?
There we go.
Oh. Our D line is deep. Who ends being the odd man out? That's actually a really good question.
Very good question. I was saying last night, I think it could be Solomon Thomas because, I mean, Quinnen's obviously your number one guy there. You got Al Woods. You got Quentin Jefferson who can play there. Clemens put on weight, so he's going to be playing inside. Yeah. JFM can kick inside. So you got a lot of guys, I think, in front of Solomon
That's
Thomas.
one of Salah's guys, though, man. That's interesting. Randall Cobb's not running back punts or kicks. You got Hardman for that, man.
Yeah, at his age, I mean, I don't know. And you got Izzy, too, who's got some speed.
Tyson in prime. I know Rodgers looks great. Who's a guy nobody's talking about that looks sharp at camp?
I mean, I was going to say Max Mitchell, but, Salah was obviously talking about him a lot today. Jermaine Johnson was probably the one guy that stood out to me the most on Saturday, Sunday. I was mentioning before, just everything's to the whistle, sometimes beyond the whistle. Just it looks like he's got a legitimate chip on his shoulder. Looks bigger, looks stronger, looks faster. He's getting around the edge quick. So I think he's poised for a big season if he gets the reps. So,
and this is a topic that Joe Benigno is making headlines for, and I could not disagree with him anymore. Jets versus Bills is not a must-win. It's not. Week one's not a must-win game. You can lose a game and you'll be fine. Like it's just like it's the first game. I mean, you're playing one of the best teams in the AFC with a whole new if they lose, they lose. It's okay. Like
2010, they laid an egg against the Ravens. They lost 10-9 or whatever it was, and they still won 11 games that year. So
yeah, I mean, one game is not going to define your season. If it's like late in the season, but it's not a must-win. The world's not going to end if they lose the game. They have plenty of time to figure it all out.
It does put some pressure on you the following week to then go beat Dallas, and then you got the Chiefs coming week 4. So it gives you a little wiggle room if you can win that first one.
What's up, Jet Turbulence? What's up, everybody? If anybody else wants to call in. Got any questions for prime time, for practice, do it. Or we can wrap it up. I don't care. Because I haven't eaten. Against the division, the Jets have to win at home and beat. You got to go 4-2 in the division, right? Yeah. You got to sweep the Patriots, split. Yep. Got to at least do 4-2.
Put the final nail in Belichick's coffin, and he gets fired at the end of the year.
But it's so funny. The next comment is Rodgers' attitude will go bad if they have a bad start. No, it's not. No. They're all in this together. It's a marathon, not a sprint. They're going to be fine. And I agree with this. There's a lot of pressure on the Bills because that's the team that's everybody's favorite to win the division. So we'd love to see Quan back. He's not getting the money he wants. Just come back to gangrene. I wonder if Quan now at this point is waiting for injuries. Like, you know what?
Could be.
Now it's like he pretty much knows what a team's going to offer him now. He probably knows what all his offers are. Like, you know what? Camp has started. If a starting linebacker goes down somewhere, maybe he can get an extra $1 million, dude. You never know.
Yeah, if the money that he was looking for was already out there, he would have signed by now. So yeah, he's either waiting for an injury or just waiting for somebody to up their offer, or eventually he's going to, have to sign for whatever's out there.
You got to sweep the Patriots this year. This year you have to sweep them, man, because you got to think about if you're going to go for you're going for the division, AFC East. It comes down to conference record, division record. You got to sweep them. You have no choice this year.
Yep.
Are we going to stay at Circa for the Vegas game? I know Jake's having that. Jake has that little plan. We're still mapping that out. I'll definitely let you know, though. So, what is this?
No way.
Did you guys see the report the Jets tried to trade for Saquon this offseason?
There's no way.
Why would you trade for Saquon with that contract? Why would you trade for a guy that's going to be on a franchise tag?
And if they didn't want to pay Dalvin Cook, what, $8 million?
I'm not buying that.
They're going to give up draft picks for Saquon?
I'm not buying that one. That I would.
That'd be interesting, but
I wouldn't. I'd be surprised by that.
Yeah, me too.
Doesn't make a lot of sense for a couple of reasons.
Yeah.
I think that Raiders kid tried to call in just now again.
Gosh.
Rodgers stat line prediction prime time.
I want to say he's going to touch 40 touchdowns.
40?
I want to say he's going to touch 40 touchdowns. Somewhere around 4,400 yards. And I'm going to go 4 interceptions.
I'll say 36 and 10. So over 4,000 yards, definitely.
Yeah.
Do you guys see us signing a running back to back up Brees? I do.
There's enough of them out there.
Yep. I think right now you wait it out. You get through the first preseason game, see how everybody pans out with Carter, Bam, Izzy, see how they're all playing out. And then if the injury happens, you definitely have to go get one, right? But I think they're still going to get one in.
Well, whatever veteran running back they were planning on signing, they're not going to get any reps in the preseason anyway. So I think at least the first 2 preseason games, that's going to be the opportunity for Zonovan Knight, for Michael Carter, for Izzy, for those guys to show what they could do. If they're happy with that depth behind Brees Hall, they probably leave it alone. Otherwise, maybe they up the offer to Cook if he's not signed yet, or you still got Hunt out there. So a lot of options.
Do we carry 2 or 3 tight ends? They can carry
4.
If they wanted to.
They're going to carry 4, I think.
Yep.
Uzama, Conklin, Ruckert not going anywhere, and then Kuntz or Yeboah.
Yep. I mean, maybe can get Kuntz on the practice squad, but I think they're definitely at least 3, could be 4.
I think 4 are going to make it.
Does Zach play the Hall of Fame game? 100%.
Probably going to start.
Absolutely.
Really.
Absolutely.
Probably play the whole first half and then maybe the third quarter, and then you go Boyle
definitely.
a little bit.
Yep. He's definitely going to see a lot of playing time, man. Dude, I mean, the Dalvin Cook thing's interesting because it's just those reports make it. You got to see what those reports are. Are the reports legitimate about that thing that happened? Was it 2021? His price is definitely coming down. There's not, it's not a big market for him apparently.
And then do the Jets worry about, all the cameras, Hard Knocks? Does that become another distraction or, something that they worry about? So I don't know.
Yep. Yeah. And that's the question we got last night from a lot of people was, do we think that Aaron Rodgers is going to play in the preseason? I don't think he does. If he does, it's going to be very, very limited.
I was thinking maybe in the second game he gets like 1 or 2 series, but yeah, it's not going to be anything significant where he's throwing the football now.
This one's for you, prime time. Is Rodgers the best quarterback you watched in practice?
Close between him and Hackenberg. Not even a question. I mean, Pennington was very fun to watch because just the touch that he had, the play action fakes, like he was the intelligent quarterback, but the way that Rodgers just slings it, man, the sidearm stuff, and he's fun to watch, dude. It's not even close, I don't think.
Yeah, I was like when Favre came to the Jets, I was at all his practices, man, because I was like such a huge fan of him, and I was just starstruck and amazed because we're like, you go from like he just threw everything with a fastball, he just zipping the ball all over the place, which was cool. So it was definitely interesting. That's good. That's a good question though. Let's see. We got Richard. What's up, man?
Yo, what's going on, dude?
Hey, what's up, man?
How are you?
Good, man.
How
you
doing?
I just remember like last year when I called, I think it was like, I don't know when it was. It had to been like 6 months ago, 8 months ago I called in. And I just remember you guys asked me, what's the state of the Jets? And I was just like, absolutely terrible. Is that my camera bugging out?
Something.
Do you guys see that?
Kicking a wire or something.
Yeah, I don't really know. I don't really want to mess with it though.
Your audio is clear though.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm here.
You were at the first practice, right? On Thursday?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Hey, how was that?
It was interesting. I guess I'll just be really real about it. So obviously we know that now Hard Knocks is there. And like it was like a totally different treatment than like the last 3 or 4 years, right? So like now you're under the tent. That's all right, it's just a tent. But they're handing out Sharpies for autographs. I don't think they ever really did that much.
Nope, never.
Yeah, so there's that. And then afterwards, after the everything you did outside, they walked you into the training facility. You went up the steps, you went towards the kitchen, and then you had to I'm really sorry that the camera's glitching. I don't really want to unplug it and like mess with it.
You're good. It's like an exorcist.
So you go up the steps and you were waiting a little bit, and they were just telling you like eventually you just had to be quiet as you walked outside because you walked by where they were doing the interviews.
Oh wow.
So like Robert Saleh came in and like he passed us, I guess, right after he did his interview. He didn't really stop or anything like that. And you just you had to stay quiet and walk past the the interviews, and then they gave you food. So like
Wow.
we're talking like a full on like sandwiches and everything, which
The Jets are all grown up.
definitely was not happening in the last few years. Like I think I've been doing that. Like that's like one of my favorite Jet experiences to do, and that was definitely not happening in the last 3 years. So that was really cool. I got a bunch of autographs. I think I got Titman and DJ Reed.
Nice.
I didn't get Sauce. He didn't even like acknowledge adults. It might have been because like he says he only signs kids. So that's like a thing. And I remember that from last year too. So that was kind of like a little frustrating because I was like pumped to see. I watched this guy's Twitch. He's gaming like every night. This guy. I don't know if you guys like ever watch it, but this guy's like gaming. I said, yo, I watched you gaming last night. He didn't even like acknowledge me or anything like that. I maybe thought I was being a D or something, but I wasn't.
Not during the season.
Yeah. So
what'd you think about Rodgers, watching Rodgers practice?
Well, that was an interesting practice. It was the first practice, and it was interesting to see him really like talk to Zach Wilson, and also there was definitely miscommunication among the receivers and him, I think, or just a disconnection. It was first practice, so it just definitely wasn't like. And when they went against defense, like no touchdown, like no offense scored a touchdown against the defense. You know, that's always like it felt really different this year, like when the offense went against the defense, which was really cool. Like I feel like years past, like it just felt different. You know what I mean? It just felt different, and that was really cool part of it. But that he had some cool dimes, and nothing over the top. I would like to see a couple things over the top. I feel like I didn't see that. Zach Wilson looked a little rough that day, like really rough. And then I always love yelling for Strevler. Like I understand that he's
it's mobile, man. He makes some plays on his feet. I
understand that, like, he's fourth QB, but it's just fun rooting for the guy. It's just a lot of fun yelling Strevler and everything like that. I was definitely yelling his name. We did we had the Jets man next to us. So we did the Jets chant like when they were done and right before they broke practice. So it was really cool.
So then what's the state of the Jets right now then? What do you think the state of the Jets is?
It's good, man. I mean, dude, it's tough, man, because I'm a Yankees fan, first of all. So put that out of the way. But I just remember like my buddy Pete, right? Like Mets are going to World Series this year, and you hear the same thing with the Jets this year. And it's just
Mets are old though. The Mets are old.
It's like kind of like
when they got Verlander, they're going to World Series.
Yeah, exactly, dude. And so you just get that like I always tell a lot of Mets fans, it's just they're delusional, And I hope it's not the case right now. That's all. Like I think it's really good. I think it's really awesome right now. But
I mean, they have Pro Bowl talent on both sides of the ball. And they have a Hall of Fame quarterback. I mean, it's exciting times.
I'll tell you this. Like, I think like a month after we had our conversation, or maybe it was before, like I canceled my tickets. I didn't rejoin. Right? I literally told them, and it was before they were in like negotiations, or like before it was getting like talked about. I told them, you guys get Rodgers, and I'll come back. So they got him, and I paid a price for coming back. Pretty much, they like upcharged me now.
Of course.
And luckily, I got like a ticket, like a seat behind my seat. And before
they gave away my seat, so
they were offering me like the moon to come back before they got Rodgers. Now it's like it's like I'm begging for crumbs if I want like an experience or something like that. But they
did the same thing to me. I had the group package. I put in for a group package so we could do like a Let's Talk Jets like game, like group outing. Like, I gave them like $250. Like, we put you on a list, got all this stuff. I'm like, this is before anything to do with Aaron Rodgers. And all of a sudden, Aaron Rodgers is like, we'll get back to you. You're going to be on a list, and then you're going to be on this. And then it's like, we can only do games in like late November. I'm like what?
Yes, that was like, I mean, I'm happy I got a seat where I am, because I go with like a whole crew of people, and we share a bunch of stuff. Like, they hooked me up with the VIP, training camp experience and all. Later, when I'll accumulate, they mess with this point system so much. Like later, when I finally accumulate enough points, I'll get the player walk-in. That is super dope. If you've never done that and you got the points, that player walk-in is really dope. I would highly. So I think we did it twice last year. Once in the beginning of the season, I didn't go. I got it for them. I didn't even go to that rainy game. It was that Jaguar game. I was like, I'm not even interested, and I didn't even go. But they
miserable.
They used it and everything like that. Yeah. So I'm trying to actually maybe do that for the Bills one because that'd be
awesome, man.
Super awesome.
Monday Night Football, shit.
So I'm going to practice on Thursday actually. So I'm going on to the
say hi to Prime Time.
I'll be there.
Oh yeah, I'll be there, man. I'm sure it'll be it's gonna be crowded as hell. I assume.
Yeah. Get there early.
That was interesting, right? Because I saw you have a little chat about getting the ticket experience. Because, dude, so pre-sale for season ticket holders, I didn't pay attention to. I'm like planning my whole week around this, and somehow I'm like, oh shit, 10:30. Oh god. So I go to obviously it's sold out by then, which I don't even understand how that happens. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess there's a certain amount for season ticket holders, and then my buddy's like, all right, so we got to try again at 11 with the public. And I was like, all right. So he tells me about it. We're both waiting in queue or whatever to get, I signed in a minute early, he signed in a minute early, whatever. And you're waiting in queue. I get mine and he doesn't get his. Like what?
By 11:02, they were all sold out.
Yeah, that's crazy. So
I was on right at 10 o'clock. There were tickets still available for every single practice, and my code didn't work because, like you, I had canceled at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So once I re-upped for whatever reason, when they put me back in the system, my code didn't work to reserve the ticket. So
my code worked. I used whatever they had sent me in the email. They had sent an email just to get you ready for it, and I just copy and pasted that code. However, it was just too late. So I'm hoping this turns out good, dude. My main goal is to get Joe Douglas's autograph. I'm a loser, dude. My friends make fun of me all this time for this. So I got Joe Douglas I got a custom Joe Douglas jersey in 2019. It says 19 on it. I wear it to most I wear it to most of the games, and I get like some cool comments and shit. So I've been trying every time I go to practice. I'm like, I want to get this guy's autograph on it. Everybody makes fun of me. Why do you want to get the general manager's autograph? I'm like, I don't know. I really liked the guy when he joined the team. I liked his attitude. He put up and went through the Adam Gase saga, and
I used to collect all the coaches' autographs. Every coach, like Parcells, Todd Bowles, everybody, until Adam Gase. That was it. Once they hired Adam Gase, I'm like, well, that tradition is gone. Fuck that guy.
Oh man,
that's what it ended.
Yeah, so Joe always stands under the tree. Like if you go to practice, he's always under the tree, man. And you could spot him right when he comes out, but so I can never get a hold of him. So
you need a sign. I'm
working on it, man. It's so funny. Like for Aaron Rodgers, right? I was like, yo, I got this great idea. To be unique, I'm gonna get him to sign a Jets golf club head cover, dude. That's what I brought to the practice, dude. A Jets golf club head cover, because I don't know, everybody's does a football, and maybe
of course.
If you saw that, maybe he'd think it's funny and sign it, but he didn't even look that way, didn't he? I don't know do you guys know if he signed anything at any of these?
He did for a few people in the VIPs, yeah.
And no shit,
yeah.
That's a bummer. Well. Yeah,
that's good calling in, man. We definitely appreciate it. Make sure you say hi to Prime Time.
One other thing, real quick. I don't know why I'm such a stickler for this, but the Madden ratings. I think I mentioned it in one of your chats before. Yeah. Lazard and Corey Davis are rated the same, and I'm just baffled by that. I just don't even understand it. And sometimes their ratings aren't that off. I'm happy this year. I might be able to play as the Jets. Right? I don't even buy I didn't buy it last year because you can't even play as the Jets half the time. So terrible. I'm super pumped about that, but I don't understand how Corey Davis and Alan Lazard are rated the same. I'm curious to see how that gets updated, but I'm excited to finally buy the game and actually be happy to play him. So I'm pumped about that.
Play against Sauce.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Have a good night, man.
I'll catch you later.
Later, dude. All right, a couple things real quick. For the home opener, Tailgate Joe, man. TailgateJoe.com. He has all the information. I'll probably have him on as it gets closer to games. Everybody knows, if you don't want to be a part of this tailgate, you can actually hang out, man. There's a lot right there. We'll come out. We can say hi, whatever else, hang out. That's where we're going to be. If you take a train or whatever else, or Uber to the game, it's right by all of that, man. So a lot of times people come in from out of town. You got to walk all the way across the parking lot. It's literally right by a train station, what helps it out. So we will definitely share that information. It'll be me, Primetime, Tyrone, and my friend Paul. Paul? Yeah. He's sitting next to us too now.
That's awesome.
It's going to be a disaster. It's going to be
chaos. Let's go.
And wait, and Marcus, where's Marcus at? Hold on a second. I got a bone to pick with Marcus here for a second here.
Oh.
Are we making any new gear? Bro, we got new gear. We got the Dragon shirts.
It's been a few months. He's asking if we got anything new.
We're not a t-shirt company.
I mean, I still never got my sleeveless hoodie yet, or my regular hoodie from Tyrone. But
That's never happening.
It's been like 3 years now.
Lazard is overrated by Jets fans. I've heard that. I've heard this a lot, where he drops a lot of passes and he's not as good as we think he is. So we'll see.
So you wonder, maybe Corey Davis is the 2 and Lazard's more of the 3 who's rotating in. I don't know.
It's like, it's a good stream when Big Bird comes on. Right now I'm going to Sunday. I already got tickets for Sunday, like section like 118 or something like that. And I'm working on Friday. But definitely, Armand, if you're going on Sunday, let me know, because I think Joe Cat's going, Paul's going, so we can all meet up and tailgate, man. I'm gonna be there all day tailgating. So let me know what day you're going. And if anybody's going to Godsmack on Saturday and PNC, let me know. I'll say hi to you there too, because it's gonna be a good time. Nicole Hardman will be 1,000 yards. No.
I mean, I would love that, but I mean, I just don't think he's going to get enough targets for that.
Probably 500.
Especially with Conklin and the running backs, they're going to get some touches. That's a lot.
Did you see USA Today prediction for each team's record?
I did not.
The Jets were like, what, is it 13-4? I think it was something like that, wasn't it?
Sign me up.
Yeah. I love when Big Bird comes in, man. Yep, Paul Hackett was in the building. That's true, with Curtis Martin.
Never a fan of him.
No, me neither. Draw plays, man. The draw plays. It's cool. Like with all the excitement, you can ignore certain things and just kind of like some things that you hate about things that happened in the past. You can ignore them.
Paul can't hack it.
Yeah, remember that
newspaper?
Oh, yep. We would just be yelling draw play from the stands. We'd be all drunk and belligerent because we knew the play was going to be called. It was so bad. Let's see. Anybody else got any questions? Or we could wrap this up. We will be live Monday nights, Tuesday nights, live streaming the game, the Browns game, the Hall of Fame game. Don't tell me this, man. I'm going anyway. I already spent the money on it. Let's see. Bills 13-4, Jets 12-5, the Chiefs 11-6.
Would you sign up for that right now?
12-5 gets you in the playoffs, right?
Yeah. I want a home playoff game though.
12 wins.
Being greedy,
man.
I want a home playoff game.
Godsmack is playing with Stained, and there was supposed to be Nothing More, but Nothing More had that issue with the lead singer. So now it's Mixed Master Mike or something like that. So basically, it's just Godsmack and Stained. Primetime has no idea who either one of them are.
I know Godsmack. I've heard of him. I've heard of Stained. Can't tell you any of their songs.
Steelers at 11-6 with Kenny Pickett?
No.
Where do the tickets appear for training camp on the app? It's on Ticketmaster, isn't it?
Yeah, you just log on Ticketmaster and then go to, I think, My Tickets. Should be on there.
Yeah. And and they're free. And you shouldn't be paying for tickets for practice. That's just craziness.
They made you pay for parking though if you weren't a season ticket holder.
Did they really?
$5. You had to.
Wait,
apparently. What? The tickets that were released at 11, apparently you had to buy a $5 parking pass, which they didn't even check. Don't quote me on that. That's what I was told.
I'm 100% not going to Fish. There's no way. Going to Godsmack, man. I've never been to a Drake concert, man. I'd go. I had no problem going to it, but I've never been. Just enjoy the season, Primetime. We're changing it up a little bit.
I like that. Just enjoy the season.
All right. Let's see. Big Bird with a powerful question here. Do you still think Zach has a future with us?
That's tough. I don't know. Like I was saying last night, I think the timeline is going to be tough only because Zach's going to want an opportunity. And if he doesn't get it in the 2 years, then what kind of contract is he looking for? Are the Jets willing to pay him if they haven't seen him? Is Rodgers playing the third year? It's a lot of questions. Hard to figure out.
And the thing is, even this year, if he's having a rough training camp and a rough preseason, at one point do you say, you know what, let's bring in somebody else to be the backup because we can't get with Zach. He's got a lot of pressure. Not pressure, but he's got a lot to prove still. As a future, but you figure if we're all assuming that Aaron Rodgers is going to play 2 more years, I mean, you can pick up his option.
You got to make that decision next year, right? So
yeah, I don't think it's going to happen.
Do that.
I don't know. Brownlee has flashed, according to all reports. I mean, Primetime, you saw him.
Yeah, he looks good. Good vertical speed. Can go up and get it. Hands have looked good. I talked about the the one miscommunication he had with Rodgers. So maybe just learning the playbook is something to watch for. But He looks like he's got talent.
This is like cool. Prime time's like our Jets insider right now.
Only 2 practices. So, you know.
You'll be there Thursday too, man. You got insider.
Try to take my notes, try to get my video so you guys can see it for yourself. You know.
You're killing it, man. I love it. That's why I don't do anything. I sit back and relax, just watch all your stuff now. I love it. And Tyrone can just repeat it. All right, we're gonna wrap this up. Like I said, we'll be back Monday night, Tuesday night. The Hall of Fame game. We'll be live streaming that. I'm definitely getting lit up for that because why not? It's right.
Yeah,
it's
might as well.
Aaron Rodgers ain't playing. We're gonna be watching a lot of Zach and Boyle. So,
like old times.
thank you guys for joining us. We'll talk to you guys later.
Later.